Hello Scorpio, and thank you so much for joining me this week on my channel Green Line Goddess. I hope you've had a good week. This is an exciting week for you guys. We have the full moon in Scorpio. My moon rising is actually in Scorpio too, so I'm excited about it. It's one of my favorite full moons, the May full moon, because it's also Wesak, the enlightenment of Buddha, or Buddha's birthday. So I think you can have some very interesting energy. And now we've got this beautiful Scorpio watery energy that we can take a real deep dive, and also there's some interesting esoteric experiences that you can have this week, Scorpio. So I think, it could be some really strong soul energy coming through for you. So what can we get for Scorpios? But I think, of all the signs, Aquarius will be pretty good with it as well. But of all the signs, we'll see how I think you guys can really traverse those deep watery places. So let's see where we can get for you. What can we get for Scorpio, okay, this week? Okay, great. We have the Ten of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. Now, the Ten of Pentacles is about security, okay? About stability, security, family. You can see this is Daedalus. It's the 10, so it's the end of the minor arcana. It's sort of like the end of a situation that might be bringing you security, because we have the Four of Cups here, and that is the stirrings of dissatisfaction, okay? So, and I'm really drawn to the cups are about your emotions. So they're the water and they're the emotional sign. Now it's interesting because we have the four cups are in order. The background is in order. We have the pillars. Everything looks like it's in order, like we have that with the Ten of Pentacles as well, Emotionally, we have a lot of security. Our emotional life is we're feeling quite in order with how things are placed in our world, the security that we've built up. And then in this card, the Four of Cups, we have Psyche. And the story of Psyche is that she has a lover called Eros. And the gods have produced this rule that she can never look upon Eros's face. But they fall in love and they love each other. And there's nothing wrong with Eros. He's actually very beautiful. But she's never allowed to look at him. It's just one of the rules. But the sisters, these are her sisters, these red and black dressed girls. And they're coming in going, there's something wrong. There's something wrong, okay? The doubt, you can't see his face. He must be a monster. He must be a beast. And then she starts doubting her relationship, okay? She starts doubting and starts thinking maybe there is something wrong. It's been all perfect and amazing up until this point. Maybe it's questioning the fact that it almost seems too good to be true. The one thing that is not quite in order, she's focusing in on, okay? Scorpio, so that seems important. Focusing in on the one thing that isn't in order, and it's destabilizing, okay? Destabilizing in your world. So your world, there's a destabilizing element here, okay, what I'm getting, because we've got everything else feels like it's in order. But yeah, it's just the one thing. And the thing with these two cards is there's actually nothing wrong with the relationship. There's nothing wrong with Eros. It's just fear and doubt that's coming in. So it's focusing on that dissatisfaction, those rumblings that something is wrong that's coming in, okay? So that's kind of like, that's what's going to be coming up for you guys this week, is this sort of stirring of dissatisfaction, of the status quo, of your security, of what's kind of been worked, of what's in place, okay? Because it's going to start questioning you. It's like this, suddenly I want to be leaving my job, or suddenly I want to be leaving my relationship, or suddenly I'm not happy, suddenly I want more freedom. This is going to be this stirring within you, okay? Questioning. Now, I'm not saying that this means that the security in the situation you're in is bad, because all the messages of these cards are that it's not. It's actually held you and been quite good for you up until now, okay? So, but this stirring, it's got a purpose, and it's got a meaning and a reason why it's happening in your life. And so I really want to kind of explore that a little bit more as to what that is, because I feel like it's kind of like rising up to kind of, oh, where are we going with this, okay? So with the Page of Cups, we have the Narcissist card. This is a beautiful young youth. And again, same, because Eros was a very beautiful young boy, a very beautiful youth. So there, I think that's important. There's this element of beauty happening, or appearances of what things appear to be and what they don't necessarily appear. What what you can't see. I mean, Psyche couldn't see Eros, so what she couldn't see, the elements she couldn't see of him, she immediately decided there was something wrong with it. Okay, so the thing is, don't assume that what you can't see is something wrong. There's something wrong, okay, because it turns out that he's actually very beautiful. So the unseen, there's something about the unseen, and now I'm getting, these are unseen parts of yourself, okay? So it's this sense of looking with the narcissist card. You know, there's always the dark side of narcissism, but there's also the positive side to this story. He was a beautiful young youth. He'd never seen what he looked like. He went down to the river, the stream one day, and saw his own reflection and fell in love. So there's the light side of it is self-love, self-acceptance. The shadow side is, you know, selfishness and egotism and all that sort of narcissistic tendencies. What I'm getting is, and I'm getting this, and it's interesting that throughout all of this, Eros has not appeared, okay? And just the fact that Eros is not in these cards, I kind of want to tell you what he looks like, but he might pop up, we never know. The fact that there's something missing, okay? There's something not being revealed, you can't see something, okay? Now with this Page of Cups, this is also interesting that he's looking into the cup and seeing what's reflected back. So it's taking a good look and seeing what you can see, okay? And so it's all a bit confusing, and that's why I feel like I'm a bit confused, and I think I'm just tuning into your energy, because I'm like, I'm looking and I'm seeing something being reflected back, but I'm also getting that there's something more that's not being revealed, okay? So this is all a little bit a little bit out there, but it's this sense of I'm a bit confused. Now this might relate to yourself, the unseen elements of yourself, and therefore wanting to think because you can't see that, or because you've kind of suppressed that, there's something wrong with that, base and shameful, where it's saying it's actually a beautiful part of yourself. So self-acceptance, to love all the parts of you, even the bits that you can't see or that you've been trying to suppress. So that's one part of it. It's also what you see in other people, so that reflects back, because there's this real sense of reflection. The fact that the Page of Cups is all about reflection and mirroring. So that's kind of what you're going to be seeing in your relationships as well. There's going to be this real mirroring happening for you guys this week. So with you and a significant other or another person, but it feels just one person in particular, it feels like there's a real mirroring happening. So the parts that you can't see within yourself, you won't be able to see in them, or they can't see back to you. So there's this element of not the unseen, of not seeing elements of each other. But just because you can't see something, or they're not revealing something, doesn't mean it's not great and amazing, okay? So if you're not comfortable with your elements within you that you can't see, or that you've tried to suppress, and somehow you think that there's something wrong with that, you'll think the same thing about them, or they'll mirror that back to you. So there's this real mirroring, okay, that's really going to be brought into your awareness, this mirroring of this relationship with somebody this week, Scorpio. So I'm just getting I'm looking at you, you're looking at me, I'm looking at you. What can I see? What can we see in each other? And it's just interesting that's, you know, the Ten of Pentacles is about, you know, a long-term happiness, security, relationship. And then there's the Four of Cups, the story of the Four of Cups. So I feel like there's beauty. There's beauty there. There's love there. But there's also darkness that is clouding it, if this makes any sense at all. So it feels like there's some sort of agent of something unseen that is not revealing this. Agent of chaos, agent of repression. So, okay, so we have the Six of Swords here. So this is Arestus. This is the swords. The swords are the element of air. They're our thoughts. This is moving to calmer waters, okay? So moving away from the turbulence of this to calmer waters. So feeling a lot calmer in your mind about something, about it's finding order and calmness within a storm, okay, is kind of what I've been told. I also got the words storm in a teacup. So I feel like a lot of this is I don't know if this is making any sense, but what I'm getting is that there's some sort of conflict or rupture or emotion. Something's kind of arisen between you and your partner. There's chaos, there's fire, there's destruction, there's this element happening that's been brought up. Okay? But within this there's order as well. So it's restoring things to order, but I'm just getting this real chaos as well. So it's chaos and order within your relationship and how they kind of converse with each other, I guess, how they relate to each other. This is, yeah. What else can we get for this card? So I feel like, this is about clarity of thought with this Six of Swords. So able to move to calmer waters in some sort of situation that has been troubling you. Oh, okay. Here we have the Eight of Cups. Now, this is the emotional deep dive that the Scorpios are going to be going in around the moon, Scorpio full moon, and it goes into those lovely, watery, deep emotional dives. This is Psyche. She's going down into the underworld, into those areas of the unseen again. Okay, the underworld is that darkness, that place that the unknown. So she's going into that, and this is Psyche in the Four of Cups as well. So we're kind of, following Psyche's. She's our little character for this week, Scorpio, and what I'm really drawn to is her white dress. She's going into this journey innocent and open, okay? Now, so I feel like it's a bit of an emotional deep dive for you guys around the moon time. It's going to be kind of take you to places where, the water can go down into places that are previously unseen, or little cracks and crevices. So it's going to be interesting, an interesting journey, but it feels necessary. I'm just getting there's a cleansing with this process, okay? There's a cleansing. So there's some sort of confusion around a relationship and around what you're being mirrored back, thinking that maybe there's something wrong, that there's some sort of agent of change happening within this situation. And it's causing a little bit of confusion. It's causing you to go quite deep emotionally. It's looking very deeply at yourself and the elements of yourself. And so I feel like I haven't quite come up to the surface yet with this energy of the Eight of Cups. So I feel like this moon is going to be very, very interesting for you guys. Let's see what else we're going to pull out. Okay, the Three of Swords. So with this Eight of Cups energy, it's like surrendering. There's this real surrendering to the unknown and to the process, okay? To your feelings, your emotions, to almost where your soul's wanting to take you. There's this real sense of letting go of control with this moon energy that's coming through, because I feel like I just need to go like this and surrender and just go where I'm taken, okay? And the fact that I'm heart first, that's why I've got my this energy of heart first. And then interestingly, this Three of Swords is about your heart, okay? So what we might find in this journey are things where you felt, I'm just getting it's a deep dive into your heart energy and some areas where you might have been hurt, felt stabbed in the heart almost, sad, grief, even deep sadness and grief. Probably not what you're wanting to be here right now, but I'm going into those deep dark places that sometimes I will want to be suppressing. Memories of people that have passed, animals, people that loved ones, however that applies. So really your heart and grief is the great lurker. Grief will lurk, and the only thing that heals grief is time, and grief demands that you listen to it. Okay, you can try and suppress it for as long as you like, but it needs to be heard. It needs to speak and be heard, and that's what this process is part of this healing, is for this to be heard and this to come out. Now the other, I've just been told, the other meaning of this card of the Three of Swords is, it's like when there's an abscess, it breaks, and then that initial breaking is like the pain, but that means it can now be open and all the gross stuff can come out. All the gross stuff can come out, and then it can heal. Okay, so it's very much what I was saying, is that there's repressed grief and sadness. It's like an abscess is being burst, and all of it's kind of can come out so that it can heal that space again. Okay, now I don't feel like I'm overwhelmed by it. I actually feel quite supported by the soul energy, Scorpio. So I don't think that you're going to get into a space where you're see George, my rooster's going, yep, too right. I feel like it actually feels, despite the fact I'm feeling this, it actually feels good. Actually feels good to be feeling it finally, to actually be letting it go. So it's more a relief and a release than feeling terrible. So I don't want you to kind of be scared or reluctant or reticent, because it's such a powerful process, and it's such a deep journey, but it is such a necessary journey. And with this moon, you can really go there and release a lot of past hurts in your heart. Thank you, George. So it just feels, even though what I'm saying could sound a bit scary and intense, it just feels good. It feels good, Scorpio. So yeah, I think, like I said, with this moon, you of all the signs are going to be able to go deep down, deep into those watery areas. And it because you're going on this very deep personal journey, it is going to reflect back on your relationship with that mirroring of what we're saying. And this journey could feel like you're being kind of cracked open, but it's like it's an agent of change. It's almost like it's transformational energy, like the Phoenix Rising or the Tower card, where it's like, let's just clear this out and we can move forward. So it's a necessary process in order to be able to heal and move on. So I'm going to pull one last card for you guys, Scorpio, a soul message card. What can we get for Scorpio this week? Oh, 2 cards. Yep, exactly. So we have the World card, completion. Okay, it's finally the completion, the opening of the wound, the releasing, and the coming together of the masculine and the feminine. So it's very much an ending, a completion, a healing of the heart, okay, of those past hurts. And with this, okay, just to throw a little wild card in, soul, thank you for that. We've got the 7 of Pentacles, which is a decision to be made, okay? So while you're going through this big, deep healing, when coming out the other side, it's like, I feel different. I feel transformed. I almost feel like I can't go back to being the person I was, or I'm back in my old situation, but I feel different. And so it's like, do you want to go back to that status quo, or are we going to take a risk and go forward into a new area? And that's kind of going to be the big thing that's going to, where you're going to end up. Okay, it's going to kind of open up this dialogue and this question for you. So I hope that makes sense for you guys, Scorpio. I think it's going to be a really, really intense week. I will be actually uploading a meditation around the full moon, which could be really great for you guys if you're interested. I don't know exactly what it's going to be yet. I kind of just tune in and get whatever I get, but I just got told to tell you. So keep an eye out for that, because that could be really helpful around this real deep dive that you're going through. It could really help with the healing process. So have a great week, Scorpio. If you would like to hear more, I will be uploading these at the same time each week. So please like, subscribe, or leave a comment, and take care. See you guys.